Well, good morning. This is Kim Horvath of Life Coach Office, and I'm excited to bring you the open call for May 2016. We're going to cover a few things today. We're going to be covering the long-awaited client self-scheduling. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to play with it or not, but I have to tell you, we've really been working on this, thinking about it for a very long time, working on it for quite a number of months, and the fact that it is here and ready just makes us all extremely excited. I have to tell you that all of our enhancements come as a result of what you, our coaches, are requesting. And, sometimes it might take a little bit, but the reason why is because we will not roll something out until we know that it is going to work well for you. It has to be a product that's not going to have a lot of stumbling blocks. I mean, if you know our system, we know we like things simple and easy. And if it's not going to be simple and easy, then we're not going to be ready to roll out with it. I know that many of you have been waiting for a while for Life Coach Office to come on board with this client self-scheduling. So we're going to talk about that in detail. I'm going to show you what it looks like also from the client's point of view, because we will actually be booking an appointment this morning, and I'll show you the emails that your clients receive and all of that. So by the end of this call, you will be able to utilize this easily. Okay. If we have continue to have time, then I'm also going to talk a little bit about our library and our classroom, and of course, I'll end the call with what's going to be happening with calls in the future, as far as what we're going to be talking about next month. Really good topic, so you'll be excited about that. Okay, the chat room is open and it is operating, so if you have any questions, that is the way to communicate with me. I will periodically stop to see if there's anything in there, but feel free to put your questions out there. And if I don't have an answer, I will get you an answer. Okay? Great. So what you're looking at is my Life Coach Office training screen. And this is the screen that I use every month whenever I do my trainings. This is pretty much what your screen will look like, with the exception, of course, of the branding. All right. How do we get to actually set your schedule? Let's talk about that right now. It's very easy. You start off simply by going to your calendar. You can go to the calendar by just hitting that icon. And as you can see, we have added a new button right here, My Availability. So right now, when you look at this calendar, you see a couple of appointments on there, and that's really it. I'm going to click on My Availability. When you right click on the My Availability, what happens is that you get this page with a Sunday through Saturday schedule. And I always read the top, because if you're ever doing this on your own, those messages are important. I know there are some people who don't like to read, but if you don't read it, you're going to miss something. So it says, let your clients self-book meetings with you. To set your availability, click or drag and drop the new spot button. Your availability will automatically be applied to the current and future weeks. To change your availability at any time, meetings that have already been booked, past and future, will remain. Okay? So you can change your availability at any time, but anything you've already booked is going to remain. So we're going to start off by clicking on the new spot. I'm not going to drag and drop it. At least I don't think. Okay. And I want to create an available spot on Monday. And let's say Monday is a day that I want to do early mornings. Okay, so I'm going to do 7 a.m., which is probably something I would personally never do, but I know some people are morning people. And we're going to stop it at noon. Okay, so on Mondays, I'm going to have early morning coaching sessions from 7 a.m. till noon. All right. And then I'm just going to save it. And then what happens? Boom, right there on your page, on your calendar, 7 a.m. to noon is blocked off, and it shows that this time is available. All right. Now, I want to also add a couple of evenings. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this new spot button. I'm going to drag it. And I'm dragging it down to, let's say, 3 o'clock. Now, when you initially put it in, it's probably only going to block, let's that's at 3:30. I'm going to move it up. Here you go. It's only going to block for an hour, but of course you can extend that out. See what I did there? And I want to extend that out until 8 p.m. So on Wednesdays from 3 to 9, I'm available. Okay. And let's say I want to add one more day, and I really only want to add, I'm going to add all day Tuesday. Okay. I just want to be available on Tuesday, whatever time people need me. So I'm going to click on new spot. I'm going to click all day. I'm going to change the day to Tuesday, and the time will automatically come up. It's going to show 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. It's just going to open up my day. So whenever a person wants to book, they will book. Hopefully I won't have anyone that needs to book at 3 in the morning, but if you're coaching around the world, then that is a possibility, right? So as you can see, my Tuesday came up here in the all day spot. Okay, so this time, this whole day is going to be available for people to book. My Monday is from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m., just as I wanted it to be. And then my Thursday is going to be, I'm sorry, not Thursday, Wednesday is going to be from 3 p.m. until 9 p.m. You see that? And then let's just put for fun one more in there. Because, people work Monday through Friday. Not everyone is going to be available. I need to have some Saturdays open. So I'm going to do Saturday mornings from, let's see, let's get Saturday. And we're going to do from 9 a.m. And as you see, I'm trying to show you different ways to do this. Click on the clock. There you go. 9 a.m. And I will coach straight through till I'll make myself available until 2. Okay? And we're going to save it. So there you have it. That's my coaching schedule. Now, when you put this availability in, remember, this is your availability every day of the week until infinity. Okay? So just understand this is not for coaches who change their schedule every week. All right? Which you probably, if you're a new coach, I have to tell you, you probably want to get into the habit of telling your clients when you are available as opposed to being available when your clients tell you they're available. Okay? You think like a doctor. You have to go to your doctor when your doctor's available. You don't just show up and say, okay, I want to see my doctor now. Okay? It makes your life much easier that way. So this is how it is scheduled. And I'm going to show you that in your own system, when you go to your calendar, you're not going to see anything. See that? You see nothing. Nothing is populated. The 2 meetings that you see populated there are meetings that I already had in the system. If you want to know whether or not your schedule is in the system, you have to go to my availability. And there you have it. Your schedule's right there. Okay? Any questions about that at all? That's probably the easiest part of it, truthfully. Okay, no questions. Awesome. All right, so what I'm going to do is quickly I'm going to log out because I'm going to log in as my client, Dave Smith. And Dave is going to need to make an appointment with me. So, what happened here? Let's see. Okay, so this is Dave's office. All right, for those of you who have never seen the client view, this is the client view. The client view looks a little bit different in that it says my coaching file, calendar. Let's just click in here quickly. Okay. He only has a welcome folder because Dave is just a regular life coaching client of mine. And in the welcome folder, I've created, in my welcome classroom, there is a video and there's a few other things that I put in there. I always tell coaches, create a video with you speaking, recording your face to your client, welcoming them into coaching. I put a couple of things in the welcome video. I put an attachment that says how to get the most out of coaching. It reminds them to do their homework, to be rested, to be consistent, to participate, fill out their journal, all that kind of stuff. Then there's a life evaluator assessment that I asked them to do. And then in my motivational video, I put a little workbook in there. But these are just tools that I give to my client. Okay. Then you go into Dave's library. And again, Dave will have access to anything that I've given him access to. There is a folder called Getting Started, and there's a goal folder. Okay. I don't need, this is for show, so I don't know that I have anything in there. No, I don't. But if you created those types of things in your, for your client, it's always helpful. So in the Getting Started folder, you would put anything that you want all clients to have access to when they are just getting started. Okay. So let's go to the calendar because Dave is going to be requesting a meeting. All right. So Dave has 2 meetings on his calendar because I was playing around, of course. But let's schedule a meeting. So what Dave is going to do is he's going to request a meeting. That is the new button that your clients have received. And then he's going to click on new. Now here's the thing, I need you to make sure that you speak to your clients when it comes to them being able to book. As a matter of fact, we'll probably put a video out there for your clients and maybe place it, we'll place it somewhere, maybe in the Start Here or something. But in the meantime, make sure when you're speaking to your clients that you explain to them that when they're booking a new booking, they have to go through the entire process. Okay, so it doesn't ask them to whom this is going because it's going to go to the coach. And Dave is requesting a meeting, okay, in July. Okay, can I book this meeting with you? Yeah. All right, and he has, see that pick a spot button? That is mandatory because if he doesn't do that, he's not going to be able to choose a day and a time. And when he does that, the calendar comes up with availability. Now this is May. We're going to click over past June and we're going to click over to July. Okay. And Dave is going to request a meeting on July 6th. Okay. And it's going to be a 45-minute session. And then he's just going to save it. Okay. And then it says request meeting in July. It shows him what's going to go out to his coach. Now I'm going to click on the calendar again because I want to book another meeting. Because we're going to reject one and we're going to accept another. I want you to see what that looks like. So let's request another meeting. So let's request another meeting in July because he's just trying to get ahead of the summertime and you know, book his vacations and things like that. Another meeting in July. Hi Kim. Can I have this date also? So here's the thing that you have to remember and your client has to know. Just because they request a meeting, because remember that's what it is, doesn't mean that the meeting is scheduled. All they're doing is requesting it. Again, they have to pick a spot, go to the month that they want to book the meeting. This time He wants to book on the 13th, and he wants to have it for 45 minutes. You know what I didn't do before is I didn't do the time. So let's do that. Actually 12 p.m. is fine. But if he needed to change the time, we could change the time. Okay? So there is another meeting in July. Hi Kim, can I have this date also? All right? When he goes to his calendar, okay, this is for May, June, July. I want you to notice those meeting requests are there and those meeting requests are in red. They are in red because they have not been confirmed. Okay? The colors that you and your client need to remember are red and blue. Blue means it's confirmed. Red means it is not. I'm going to go back to May so that you can see this. Okay, see that? Confirmed meeting. 2 of them in May. Confirmed meeting in June. A request for July. And then I'll go back. You can see both requests for July. All right, so is everyone clear about that? Any questions at all from anyone? Good. Seems like so far so good. If you have questions, like I said, just put them in the chat. All right, so he's made his 2 requests for July. He wants to make sure that he has his coaching meetings set up. He's going to be going on vacation, and once he gets this done, he can make his plans. All right, so we're going to sign out as Dave, and we're going to sign back in as the coach. So here's what happens. As a coach, when you set up a meeting, you know that your clients receive an email that says, you know, hey, your coach has set up a meeting for you. Well, the same thing happens when Dave is requesting a meeting. Dave requests a meeting, and you're going to also receive an email, okay, that lets you know that there's a request that has been made. But here's what it looks like on your coaching calendar. On your coaching calendar, when you go in, you know, I'm looking at my May. I'm like, okay, I have a couple of appointments already booked. I'm looking at June. Okay, I have an appointment booked. I go down. I'm like, oh, look at that. There's something in red on July 6th. Let's go to July and see what's going on. All right, July 6th, I have 2 meeting requests that are being made. Now, here's what I want you to understand. You do not have to go to your calendar to know whether or not there's a meeting scheduled. Okay? You will receive an email saying that your client is making a request. However, this is just another way to do it. All right? If you're in your life coach office, just go in, and when you see the red, you know that you need to respond. So I'm going to take a look at the 13th because I know that on the 13th, I have no problem with that date. Okay? I have no problem with that date. And so basically, I'm just going to click approve. And what happens when I click approve is the very email that I typically will send out to my client. All right? I'm going to change this to say July 13th coaching session. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to say, hi, Dave. This is perfect. See you then. All right. Then I'm going to go down and I'm going to change his journal template because Dave has a special template that I use just with Dave because of the things that we're working on. I don't have anything that I need to attach to him, and he's in the same time zone, so I don't see anything different. I have no other meetings on that day at that time. I'm ready to accept this. And so I click save. Would I like to notify my client? Yes, I absolutely would. Simple as that. And now Dave will receive an email. He's going to receive this. All right. I don't see that he's responded yet, of course, because I have just sent this out. And let's just go over to Dave's box. I just got a question. Why do you need to change Dave's template? Is that a required step? I'm assuming you mean the coaching journal. No. I have, as a coach, I use different templates depending upon what I'm working on. This is just a training site for me, but Dave is a client that I have a specific coaching template that I use for Dave. Okay. Now, I do that specifically because I want you guys to understand that you can have whatever templates you want for coaching clients. You can manipulate the template. You can make it what you need it to be. You do not have to use the template that we have in the system. So I only did that because I was hoping to actually get a question like that, because I like to prompt people to ask those questions, because the point is I want you to use the system as fully as you can and to really make it yours. So think of it this way. If you are coaching a particular program, our generic template may not really be the best fit for that program. There might be other questions that you might want to ask. Okay? And you know what? I'm going to write this down because if we have time, I'm going to show you, in case you haven't seen, the monthly templates that I use for my clients, because it's easier for me personally. And I find that other coaches think it's a good idea for them too, when they want to be able to go back and say, they're saying, I don't remember what meeting we did this on, but I know I did it in May. I'm going to show you how to solve that problem. So let me just do coaching template. Hold on, I'm writing it down. And hopefully we'll get a chance to take a look at it. Okay? I hope that answered your question. And if not, just let me know. Just let me know. Okay. So when I go to the calendar now, I'm going to go to July. And I will see that the 13th is now, excuse me, the 13th is now a blue because I have accepted it. And I'm sorry, I said we're in the same time zone, but we're not. Dave is on the West Coast and I'm on the East Coast. So for me, it's 3 o'clock, but for him, it's 12 noon. All right? Because we made those bookings for 12 noon. Now, 3 o'clock on the 6th is a problem because I can't do that. I'm going to be away on that weekend and I forgot to make an exception to my time. So that's still available. So the first thing I want to do is immediately let Dave know that I'm not available on that day at that time. And that is as simple as pulling up the meeting request and simply canceling the booking. That's it. There's nothing to do because he's going to receive an email that says your coach has canceled your booking. But I do need to change my availability. So we're going to click on availability again. Now, understand, I only need to change my availability for the time that I'm going to be away. Other than that, I am completely available on Tuesday, Wednesday, the days that I said. But I know that that is a holiday and I want to be away on that holiday. And the 4th of July is that Monday. And I'm actually going to be away for that entire week. So let's just say, and I don't want to take any coaching calls. I want to truly be on vacation. So I want to create an exception. So what does it say in blue? It says an exception is a one-off event that overrides your coaching availability. If you create an exception, clients can't book you, even if you are normally available at this time. Create exceptions for public holidays, vacations, and other personal commitments which interfere with your normal coaching hours. Okay. Now, sometimes you're traveling and you don't mind coaching while you're away, and that's fine. You can just let them know that you're at a different time schedule, all right, a different time zone if you're traveling to a different time zone. However, that's not the case here. I'm going on vacation and I do not want to coach this week at all. So let's set up a new exception. And this exception is going to be from really Sunday the 3rd at 12 a.m., like midnight. I'm not available. And then I'm going to take it all the way to Saturday the 9th. And we're going to make that 11:59. Oh, wait. 11:55 p.m. Okay. And then we're going to apply that. And it's just going to say vacation. And then I'm clicking save. Now, okay, so it says July 3rd through July 9th. I'm going to be on vacation. Let's take a look at what that looks like. All right, so we're going to move our calendar over to July. And there you have it. I'm on vacation all of these days. Okay? Now, let's take a look at Dave's email. Okay? Because at this point, Dave should have received some emails. And he should know whether or not he's going to have his coaching sessions available to him. Now, I already have his inbox open. All right. So, here is the first email that says your coach approved your booking. So your meeting request for the 13th has been approved. Please confirm your attendance here. Okay. Now I know that Dave is the one that requested it, but we do know that sometimes people can request something and things do come up. So just to make sure, he's going to go in, he's pulling up that link. This is the coaching session, and all is fine. Okay. He can go to his journal if he wants to. This is what I sent to him. I don't want to edit anything. Okay. And let me log out. Hold on a second. I think that's what the issue is. Yep. Okay. Hold on a second. Sorry. I'm like, why is this coming up that way? All right. So then Dave gets to go in. I should have done this from the other email, but it's okay. No? Okay. Okay. So when he clicks the link and he signs in, this is what he should. Okay. He's going to click attending. It was saved. If he wanted to go to his coaching journal, he could go right there. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to his email because I want you to see what else he receives. Now, this is the invitation to the coaching session. So the first email he's getting says your coach approved your booking. This is the invitation to the session. If I had something that I needed to say to him in addition, maybe I wanted to say, don't forget to bring your homework, or don't forget to upload your resume, or whatever, that would go into that email that I typed when I accepted the meeting invitation, and it was going to send him this back. All right. I already, in the other email, have accepted this, so I don't need to click here. It says that it's been accepted. It has the date. The time is perfect. The coach's time is 3. His time is noon. We're good. So Dave is happy about that. All right. Now the next one says your coach canceled your booking. And when he goes in, it says your meeting request for July 6th has not been approved and will be deleted from the system. Feel free to request an alternative date time here. And so he'll click on the link And you know where it's going to bring him, right here to bookings, where he can go in and he can request another booking. Okay? Are there any questions at all? I'm hoping that this is pretty clear. Okay, so the question I have is, when you pick a time and you are on the West Coast, does an East Coast client see it as PST? So I'm going to show it to you. When you are on, I'm showing it to you in reverse, but it's still basically the same thing. Because Dave is in the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast, okay? So I want you to see this to be clear. He's always going to see it in his time, not in the coach's time, okay? Because he doesn't need to see it in the coach's time. He needs to see it in his time. So let's just do it. Hold on a second. Another meeting in July. No, I'm going to say meeting in June. Okay. We're going to pick a spot. Go to June. Okay. And he wants to book a meeting on a Saturday morning. So he's going to do the 11th. Okay. The system will convert the time. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see exactly what you're saying. Yes, the system converted the time because in my calendar, and I'm going to show you this, I'll go back into the coach's calendar. I didn't make myself available from 6 to 11. I believe I made myself available from 10 to 1 or 2. All right. So he sees it in his time. We're going to do a 45-minute meeting again. We're going to leave it at 6 a.m. We're going to save it. Okay. Everything is in that person's time. Oh, is this available? Okay. So he made the request. We're going to log out. We're going to log back in as the coach. So here we have our coach coming back in. Coach is on the East Coast. Coach goes to the calendar and goes to June. And the coach sees that there's a request in there. Coach sees it in the coach's time zone. Okay. Is this available? As the coach on the East Coast, I see it from 9 until 9:45. I'm going to approve this. Okay. Now, see here, it says meeting time in participant time zone. That's where I'll see what time it is for Dave. Okay. But other than that, I'm looking at the time for me. I hope that makes sense. You are all set. And we're going to click save. And yes, I want to notify the client. Okay, so when you're looking at it, you always see it in your time zone wherever you are. Okay, and then the client will receive it back in their time zone, but in the meeting request, they will see the time zone for the other person. All right, so hold on, I have another question here. On the one box, it had sent to client. Brenda, I'm not sure if I understand your question. So you're saying when I made the vacation request and I sent it to the client, is this only when needed? Oh yeah. So you only need to put your vacation your vacation or your exceptions to your calendar, you only need to put that in when needed. Yes. Um, yes, you only need to click that when you need to. Okay, so what Brenda is saying is that there was a checkbox when I made my vacation. There was a checkbox at the bottom for sending it to the client. Okay, um, and you only need to do that when it's needed. You don't have to. You don't have to otherwise do that. Some coaches want to let people know, and some coaches are they don't. So yeah, only when needed. It's not something that is necessary. Okay. And since we're talking about calendaring time zones and that sort of thing, I do want to show you something if I can remember where it is. Okay, I see it. All right. So underneath your coach profile in the time zone area, something that may be little used and something that I want you to see. There is a such thing as a travel time zone. So maybe I'm going to be in California. Um, Maybe it is vacation, maybe it's not. But I'm going to be working. That's the point. I'm going to be in another time zone and I'm going to be working still. Well, it's not my permanent time zone, so I don't want to go in and change my time zone for that, permanently. But maybe for those days that I'm in that time zone, I want the system to reflect that I'm in that time zone. Okay. So I'm going to click edit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a travel time zone. And let's say I'm traveling in June from the 17th and oh, hold on, I did the wrong thing there. Okay, I'm traveling here from the 17th, and this date will be till the 20th. Okay, 17th to the 20th. Those are the dates. And the time zone I'm choosing. Oh, let's go to Hawaii. Okay. I'm still going to be working. Maybe I'm at a conference, whatever. I don't know. But I'm still willing to work. Maybe I'm visiting family member. And it's taking its time. And there you go. So now I have a travel time zone set for the 17th to the 20th. And I'm going to be on uh, Hawaii's time. So what that means is that when I go to my calendar and I'm booking during that time, it's going to show me everything in that time. See? Pacific Honolulu time. All right. So if I book something during this time, it's not going to book it in the Eastern time zone. It's going to let me know what time it is then. So let's say I'm requesting a meeting as the coach with Dave on the 17th. Let's just do that. Okay. I'm going to request a meeting with Dave. And we're just catching up. Maybe I want to catch up with him. Maybe we're working on something in particular. Just checking in. So it's probably going to be a quick meeting. All right. His time zone is telling me what time it is there. But my time zone that's showing is going to be the Honolulu time. Okay. And when you look at, come on. Here we go. 17th. Giving me a hard time here. Okay. I think that says the 7th, doesn't it? No, 17th. And I want to do it. Come on. I choose the right date? I'm sorry, guys. Let me choose this day because I know for sure it's that day. Okay, so I want you to see what happened. It's 8 o'clock in the morning for me. Why is it 5 o'clock for him? That doesn't sound right. Hold on. I'm going to save this in a minute. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I just got a note that says he's in the West Coast, so that's correct. All right. So here it tells you the time is Hawaii time. All right. This is Dave's time, and so we're good. All right. That's a feature that a lot of people are not aware of. You know, a lot of times as coaches, you might go to a seminar or something like that. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to be available to coach, but maybe your coaching availability will shift a little bit. And if that's the case, rather than going through and changing your whole calendar, you can just use these exceptions. Change your time zone for that day. All right. Because remember, when meetings are created, requested, they are requested. You have the ability to go in and say, no, not at this time, but I can do at that time. Right? You can do that. So I just wanted to show you that real quick so that you can see what that looks like. So are we all on the same page? Is everyone good? Any questions? So okay, I'm going to go backward because I have another question from Debbie here. Does that mean you have to change your availability time? Oh, okay. Yeah. See, no. You don't. You don't have to change your availability times. You could just make an exception this way because remember your calendar is an infinite calendar. When you're just putting your availability in, your basic availability, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whatever days you coach, that's going to be, if a person schedules a meeting for you 6 months from now, that same availability is going to be there. So if I'm making an appointment today with you for 6 months from now, whatever availability you have in there right now is the availability that is going to be in there for 6 months from now. But if you know that you're going to be in a different time zone during that time, if you know that you're going to be in vacation during that time, just make an exception. Don't change your availability because it permanently changes your availability. Okay, cool. Talking about travel time. Okay, yeah. Yes, you only need to do it when you're actually traveling and you're going to be in a different time zone but still working. Okay? Awesome. Great questions, you guys. So we do have a few more minutes. I want to make sure that that we understand that, and then I want to talk to you a little bit about the calendar in relation to how it syncs to Google. Because in the past couple of days, I had a lot of questions about how the calendar syncs to Google um, in relation to all that we've just done with our calendar. So our Google Sync is a one-way sync, and what that means is that when you sync your calendar to your Gmail, to your Google Calendar, it exports your calendar out to your Google Calendar. It is not a two-way sync, at least not yet. Okay? Which means that any appointments that you make and put in your Gmail calendar, in your Google Calendar, they will not come in to your Life Coach Office calendar. Therefore, your Life Coach Office calendar is not the calendar that you're going to be using for all of your events, for your main calendar, unless you're going to go in and actually just use your Life Coach calendar, and that really is up to you. But in most cases, people just let it sync to their Gmail and sync to Google and they use the Google Calendar as their calendar, or either that Google Calendar interfaces with whatever it is that they're using. Okay. For those of you who do not know how to turn the Google Calendar on, I'm going to tell you the very easiest way that I know. you're simply going to go to your Gmail and you're going to log in. Okay? All right. You're going to log in and you're going to forget about it. And then you're going to go to Life Coach Office. All right. And then you're going to go to your calendar. I'm going to act like we're just getting to Life Coach Office and we just signed in. Okay. So you signed into Google. You put up a new window. You're going to go to your calendar. It's going to say Google Sync. You're going to click that, and it would be off. You're going to turn it on, and then you're going to save it, and then you're going to close it. It's that simple. And then you'll be synced, and then you'll start seeing all of the items that are on your calendar, on your Gmail, on your Google Calendar, and your Gmail calendar. I just made this really big. Okay, it's really that simple. And then if you ever have any issues, or if you change your password, you have to go into here and turn it off. Okay, all right. Then go into your Gmail, log in again, and then turn it back on. That's what you do when you change your password in your Google Calendar. That's one of the questions that I've been receiving a lot of. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. All right. We have 10 more minutes, and so I wanted to make sure that you knew that about the calendar. Do we have any questions about calendaring at all? I think that we're good here. Yes? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so now I just want to share with you a couple of things in reference to the library. I've gotten quite a number of questions this month about the library, and had one in particular, and I thought, this might be interesting for coaches to know. So a couple of months ago, when we did the upgrade of Life Coach Office, we streamlined some things. We made some changes to the library. And, when you go into the library, there used to be all these tabs across the top that allow you to do certain things. And now those tabs are no longer there. All right. What you need to do, if you'd like to be able to add something, upload something, edit something, delete something from your library, is that you go over to the library folder and you left click. And then, new folder upload is going to be there. Okay. If you are in another folder in your library that you created, it's going to allow you to edit, delete, all the things that you need to do. All right. So let's say in my library, I want to create a new folder. And I just want it for right now. It's going to just be for me. June uploads. There's some things that I know that I'm going to want to upload to the system. I don't want to think about where I want them to go yet, but I at least want to get them in the system. This is just going to be for me. I'm going to create it. And there you have it in alphabetical order. Underneath my folders, June uploads. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, let's see, this is a document that I have here. I don't want to do any of that. If I wanted to, I left clicked it, it will allow me to edit it, delete it, copy it if I wanted to, cut it if I wanted to, preview it, whatever it is that you want to do, that's where you find those keys. We moved them. We just wanted to make the system a bit more intuitive. And right here, our trusty blue button says, the blue bar says to make changes to your library, right click the folder or the item you want to access. It's really that simple. We like simple at Life Coach Office. We really do. Okay, and then in the classroom, I wanted to show you how to upload thumbnails. Okay, so here's my classroom. Now, if you have anything in your classroom and you didn't upload a picture for, which is a thumbnail, it's going to look like this. Okay, and you may not want it to look like that. You might want to put your logo there, or you might have a picture that you want to put there. So you just right click that and it comes up. That's me and my crazy face. And not what I wanted. Hold on. Hold on. Let's go back. What am I? Oh, I know what I did wrong. Can I just press the button? Please don't go. Okay. We're going to click edit. There we go. And when I get the edit button, everything comes up as if I am just starting this. So with the edit button, you can change your course title. You can make it available to certain groups. You can add lessons to it. You can do what you want with it. But here at the bottom here's your icon. It says choose your file. All right. It tells you the ideal image size. Basically, you just click on choose file. It's going to pull up the files in your computer. I don't know that any of these are going to fit. I'm just going to pull one just for the sake of pulling it so you can see what happens. Yeah, it's really big. So, and I'm basically going to stretch that a little bit. Maybe I only wanted to say go. So you're going to cut this. See that? It's going to edit it right there. It's going to crop it for you. I like that it says that. And I'm just clicking submit. There you have it. Okay, yeah, it was a little bit bigger than I want. It's a little bit bigger, but you get the picture. Okay? All it is that you edit, you go to the bottom, you pull the picture up that you want. It tells you the ideal size. So in a perfect world, you'll go and you'll make that picture the right size first. And then you'll save it, and then you'll be able to go to that file where you saved it and upload it so that it'll look like these look. That's what I did for these. All right. Again, we really like simple. You can expect that in most cases, there's going to be a simple answer to whatever it is that you're trying to do with Life Coach Office, unless it really is some kind of bug that we need to work on. But in most cases, it's going to be a very, very simple answer. All right. Any final questions before I go to my final announcements and close out the call? Now's your time. You can ask me about anything today. If you have any other question, you can ask me. We have about 4 minutes left, and I'd like to make sure that we keep our calls on time. Yes, the question is, do you offer one-to-one help for a new coach using the tools? Absolutely. All you need to do, Debbie, is send us an email on the life support. You click on Life Coach Office Support and just say that you need some one-on-one help. And if you could just tell me, give me an idea on, days and availability, it's going to be less back and forth between you and I, and I'll be able to set something up so that we can actually do a one-on-one go-to-meeting webinar, and we, you can share your screen with me, or we, however you want to do it, and be more than happy to help you. I actually spend a lot of time coaching other coaches, so even if you just have questions in general about your business, I'm here to help. So just, please send us your support questions and let us know. We definitely like to help as much as we can. Awesome. I really hope that you guys are enjoying using Life Coach Office. I hope that you're very excited about the upgrade, and I really hope that you are participating in the calls. And when you can't, please go to all of our different locations and take a look at these calls. We try to make them, not more than an hour long. And they're really tutorial calls where I go over any enhancements we've had for the month, and really the questions that I've gotten most often for the month. Because if one person is asking the question, I know that there are several other people out there that have the same question. So what's coming up with Life Coach Office? Well, a lot of things. The next big thing that we are working on is going to be client self-scheduling. Oh, Brenda, thank you so much. You're so welcome. I'm glad that you like it. And we're really happy to hear that it's user friendly, because that's really what we want it to be. User friendly, simple, and affordable. You'll find that those are keys for all of our products. We want them to be all those three things. We did client self scheduling. So one of the next big things is going to be drip feed. so that you'll be able to have your courses and schedule them out so that they go out slowly to your clients. So if you haven't already started working on your courses, go ahead and do that. Don't let drip feed not being available hold you back. We always try to establish workarounds for people. So if you need a workaround, hey, send me an email, a support question. If I don't have an answer, it's a great challenge for me to get an answer for you. All right, but drip feed is going to be the next big thing that we're working on. I don't know when it's coming out yet. I do know that we are working on it. We have heard that there are people who are really wanting to be able to utilize something other than Gmail or Google for calendars. We hear you. iOS users and Outlook users, we hear you. Those are things that our IT team are looking at. As you can imagine, there are a lot of proprietary things that go on when you're trying to work with different systems and get things to work. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but we do whatever we can. If we can make it possible, we're going to make it possible. The other thing is next month when we do our Life Coach Office open call. The open call is going to be how to run webinars using Life Coach Office. So you should have received an email that we did a webinar recently about attracting coaches using social media. And this was a test run for us to see how it could work with Life Coach Office being a part of that plan. And it's really awesome. It's a game changer for coaches who are trying to multiply themselves and to be able to sell courses. All right. So just so you know, I am going to be launching that course again, how to attract clients with social media. You're going to look for the email within the next couple of days, if not by the end of the day today, definitely by the end of the day tomorrow. The course is only $25 and we spend 90 minutes going over various social medias in depth, showing you how to use them and giving you some ideas on how they might be able to work well in your platform. Okay. Next week's open call, this is our free call that we do every month for coaches again, is going to be how to use your Life Coach Office as a tool when you're offering webinars for not necessarily clients, but just for people in general. So that's going to be an exciting webinar. I can't wait to bring that to you. Again, if you have any questions, you know at the bottom of every Life Coach Office screen is that awesome Life Coach Office support button. Just contact us. I get a lot of those emails directly, and you will hear from me. We make it a point to try to have an answer within 24 hours, not just a response, but an answer. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Thanks so much for being on the call this morning. And remember, we love to say happy coaching.